Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to Wisdom International School's digital classroom for mathematics. Okay, so children, we had learned algebraic expression and we have completed the chapter. Hope you have all completed the exercises and you have understood the chapter well. So now we will start with the next chapter, chapter number 4, factorization. Okay, so first let's see what factorization actually means. So I've given a statement over there. The process of writing an algebraic expression, writing a given algebraic expression as a product of two or more expressions is called factorization. Like for example, so before getting into the factorization, first let's look at what are factors. So if I ask you what are the factors of 6, so you must have learned in your junior classes, factors of 6 is the numbers which is which can be 6 can be divided by 1, 6 can be divided by 2, it's divisible by 3, it's divisible by 6, and so on, right? So these are the only 4 numbers which is using which we can divide the 6 properly. That is, when you divide it, you get the remainder as 0, right? So then these are called as factors. Okay, 1, 2, 3 and 6 are the only factors of 6. Okay, you don't have more than that. Right. So now if I ask you what are the factors of 7xy, so as usual you will say 7 is one of the factor. That is, you can divide the 7xy by 7. Even the x is present over here, so x is a factor, y is a factor, 7x is a factor, 7y is a factor, xy is a factor, and 7xy as a whole is a factor. Okay, so all these terms which are present in this, okay, in each term over here, I mean each number over here, each variable over here, two variables or one number and one variable combined together, all these are called as the factors of this particular term 7xy. Okay, so now let us consider one small example. So see, we have learned this kind of a question earlier. We have learned to multiply a binomial with a binomial, that is x plus 3 with an x plus 2. In our algebraic expression chapter we have learned this, right? There are two ways of doing this. Either you can use the identity and do it, or you can do it like this, like how I have done, multiplying it, okay, distributing it. So you take the x and you write x plus 2 over here, then you multiply the plus 3 with the x plus 2 over here. Okay, so when you do this, you get x into x, x square, plus x into 2, 2x, plus 3 into x, 3x, plus 3 into 2, 6. Okay, so x square could be written as it is. 2x plus 3x are like terms, so you combine and you write it as 5x, and then plus 6. Okay, so this is the answer, right? So this, if you multiply x plus 3 and x plus 2, the product you're going to get is x square plus 5x plus 6. Okay, so x square plus 5x plus 6 is called the product of x plus 3 and x plus 2. And similarly, we can say that x plus 2 and x plus 3 are factors of x square plus 5x plus 6. Okay, so either way you can say, wait a minute, my 6 is not very clear. Let me just write it as a 6. So this is a 6. Okay. Okay, so if I have a number x square plus 5x plus 6, this we got by multiplying these two terms, right? So this x square plus 5x plus 6 is called as the product of these two terms, or these two terms could be called as the factor of x square plus 5x plus 6. Okay, it's the other way around. All right, now for example, if I have 6, you can write the 6 as a product of 2 and 3, right? 2 into 3 is 6. So 6 is a product of 2 and 3, and 2 and 3 will be called as the factors of 6. Got it? Okay, so now we'll look at how to do factorization. That is, see, when I ask you to multiply it, you can easily multiply. We have learned how to do multiplication, but factorization is the other way around, going back from the product. Okay, so from where you have got the product, that is the answer you have to find. So factorization is done by 3 ways. So in this video I'm going to give you 3 methods. Okay, I mean 3 different cases actually. Depending upon the question, we choose the case. Okay, so the first one is the simplest one, factorization taking common factors. So you take the common factors and factor it out. So let's look at an example over here. Let's say if you had 4a square plus 12ba and they're asking you to factor this out. So what will you do? You take it as, see here, the 4 could be written as 2 and 2, right? 2 2s are 4. And a could be written as a squared, or you can even write it as, I'll write it over here with a different pen color. So you can even take it as 4 and a over here, right? These are the terms. In the 12BA, you have 4 and 3, right? Since you have 4 in both the cases, so I can keep it as 4 as it is, okay? So, and you have a B and a. So now in this, what all are common here actually? So there is a 4 which is common, right? There is a which is common. And do you think there's anything else which is common? No, because see, there is a over here, but we don't have a over here. And here we have a 3 and a B, but here we don't have 3 and B. So 4 and a exists in both of them, right? So I write 4a like this, okay? And now when I taken 4a, so now I open a bracket like this. So from the first case, okay? From the first case, from here, my 4a is being taken. What is left out now? The left out thing is a over here, right? A is the only thing remaining. So I write the a inside, okay? Now here you have 4 and a has come out, okay? So now the sign, whatever we have over here, that's the sign we'll be putting over here. Now you have 4 and a are taken from here. So what's remaining? 3 and b are remaining. So I write 3b over here. Okay, so this is my factorization. So I have taken out the common term and I have factored it out. Now if you actually multiply this, you will get back this. Let's look at that, okay? Let's check that. So if you multiply this and this, you're going to get 4a square and then plus. Now you multiply 4a and 3b, you're going to get 4 3s are 12, a and b. Or B and A, B or BA, it means the same. That is what is your question over here, right? So, with the factors, when you multiply, you get back the product. You get back the answer. Or, with the factors, you can see with the product, you can go back factorizing like this. Okay, so this way of solving, this method is called as factorization. Understood? So we take out the common and we find the factors. Okay, so this is one method, factorization, taking common factors. Okay, now we'll go down to the next method. So factorization by grouping. So this is like, in grouping we have to do. So let's look at an example. So I'm going to explain two methods over here. Okay, so this is method 1. Okay, this is first method. Okay, so now here you see you have got ax minus bx plus ay minus by. Now if you look at these, see, you can't you can't use the first method over here. Taking common is not possible because we don't have anything which is common in all four of them. See, now if you look at the first two, x is common, but then in the third and fourth you don't have x. Then if you take the first and third, a is there, but in the other two, a is not there. So there is nothing which is common in all of them. So you group them, like you group whichever. If you want to group the x terms together, you can group it as ax and bx together, and the y terms could be grouped together, ay and by. So here what I have done, I have separated the x together and the y's together. Okay, so now here in this ax and bx, x is common, so I take out x. I can write the x here or here, it doesn't matter. Okay, I can write it in front or at the back. So now when I take out x, what am I left with? So here, from here, x is gone, so only a is left, so I write a. Now here the sign is minus, so I will write the minus sign over here. Okay, and then you have a b, so you write the b. Okay, from here x is gone, only b is there. Now again this symbol comes as it is. Now again here, from here y is common, so take out the y outside, and you have got a and minus b from here. Okay, now if you look at this a minus bx and a minus by, you can see that a minus b is common in both of them, right? So I have underlined them, so I can write this as a common term. The a minus b, the whole thing is taken as a common. So now when I take out common from here, what is left out? I am left out with the x over here, so I write the x over here, and I am left out with the y over here, so I write a y over here. So that's another bracket. So this is the final answer. Okay, a minus b, x plus y. Understood? And the sign will be this sign. Okay, this is the sign I'll be using over here. Okay, Now let's look at the second method. Okay, so earlier I actually combined the x terms together and y terms together. I grouped them, right? So this is like grouping. I'm grouping the x's together and y's together. Now what if I group the a's together, a's separately and b's separately? I can do that also, right? I can group the a's and b's separately. So you should not have a confusion like what I'm supposed to group. You can choose, one of you can choose to group the x's, and one of you can choose to group the a's and b's together. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. Finally, at the end, both the methods are going to give you the same answer. Okay, so if I group the a's and b's together, see, I am taking the a's. So here ax and ay are both having a, so I take those two together, and then I have minus bx and minus by. So be careful of the minus sign. I'll have to consider with the minus, write it with the minus sign. Okay, so I've written it down. Now here a is common, so take out the a. So you are left with x from here and y from here. Okay, now I have a minus b common in both of them, so write minus b, open the bracket. So x from here, now y from here. Okay, so your minus is already being taken out, so you will have to keep it as plus. Okay, because minus plus gives you minus. So if you are taking out minus outside, you have to change the sign inside. Okay, so since this had a minus over here, this also had a minus over here. Since you have already taken out the minus over here, inside you will have a sign changed for all of them. Here you had a minus x, but here you will have a plus x. So which we don't have to actually write the plus over here, and here we had a minus by, so here you will just simply write it as plus y, because the minus is already being taken out. Okay, now so here a, x plus y and x plus y are common, so write x plus y, and from here a and from here b, so write down a minus b. So with the minus sign you should write it down. Okay, so that is how you get the same answer by both the methods. Okay, so this is factorization by grouping. So when do we group it? When we have more than two or three terms where you can't actually have a common factor in all of them, but you have a common factor in certain terms. Okay, in one or two. So in that case you can just group them and then solve it. Okay, so this is the second method, second way of grouping. Now the third one is the factorization of difference of two squares. So now for example, if you have 36a square minus 49b square, okay, you can write this. See, both of them are having a square and b square. If you look at it carefully, if you look at the numbers carefully, this is a square of 6, this is the square of 7, right? So I can actually write 6a the whole square. That means 6 is also being squared, which is 36. A is also being squared, which is a square. Okay, so 36a square could be written as 6a the whole square, and 49b square could be written as 7b the whole square. Sign as it is. Okay, be careful of the sign. Now this is of the form a x square minus y square. We learned this identity in algebraic expression, so you're supposed to memorize these identities. Okay, please memorize, otherwise you won't be able to solve problems in future. Okay, the chapters are going to get more complicated and more formula identity based, so you are supposed to memorize the identities which was given in algebraic expression. Okay, only then you will be able to follow the chapters in future. Okay, so now here x square minus y square formula is equals to x plus y, x minus y. This is the formula, one of the identities. So this here we have got 6a square minus 7b square. So in place of x we have got 6a, in place of y we have got 7b. So let's find out what is 6a square minus 7b square. So we are going to use this formula, x plus y, x minus y. So for x we will put 6a plus y is 7b, and x minus y is 6a minus 7b. Understood? So this is the answer. That's it. Okay, so now do exercise 4.1 in classwork. Okay, so you need not copy the examples which I have given over here. That's not required. This is just for your understanding. I have taken some examples and explained it. No need to do that. Okay, just use it as a reference. Solve this exercise in your classwork. Okay, yes. That's it, children. So inshallah, meet you in the next session with a new exercise. Okay, see you all. Allah Hafiz.